Hey up, welcome once again to the Geeknd live. We are still live. I'm still in a shed and I'm still kind of cold, but only kind of cold, less cold than in previous weeks. So welcome back to another edition of whatever this will end up being, this alleged entertainment of a YouTube show where we talk movie stuff. So on the menu today is some geek salad, a sort of fresh mix of the week in geek, if you like, including stories such as Stranger Things, a rumored return for a villain played by Matthew Modine. We'll talk about that later on. Also, a Jawa Mystery in the UK. I'm going to keep that a mystery, unless you know what I'm talking about already. If you don't, I'm going to keep that a mystery for now. And we'll also be talking very soon about Tom Holland, who revealed that he auditioned to be in Star Wars, specifically The Force Awakens. What else? What else have I written down here? Oh, yeah, we're going to take a look at Ewan McGregor's chiseled bod in preparation for the Kenobi series. We're going to have a perv on Ewan. Why not? I'm also going to play you a little promo for Lightspeed Tonight, the new show coming to the Geeknd, which I've been kind of talking about without giving any kind of details for quite some time now. And I don't think this promo is going to give you any other details either. It is a teaser, but I'm going to play that later. You might have seen it already if you're on my Instagram. But if you haven't, you're going to see it here. So there we go. Who have we got in the chat? Who's here so far? Max Skywalker, who's been very busy in the chat. Dale of Kenaz Comics is in the house, as is Marco as well. Just remembered I have the ability to show your messages on screen. So there we go. Jamie Armstrong Hitchens is here. It's very rare that, as he says himself, to be here for the actual moment. In the moment, the live moment. He usually watches this show in the future, looking back at me here in the cold in a shed in the past. It's time travel, what Jamie usually does, but he's with us in the present at the moment, which is good. Also, Nikolaki is here as well. Hello, my friend. Chad Campbell, Chad the Stopwatch Campbell, is getting his second COVID shot in about 5 minutes. Well, that is great news. You, my friend, are going to be, Mr. Protected as much as you can be anyway from the dreaded COVID. So that is good to hear. What shot have you been getting? Is it in the States? You've got Pfizer and Moderna, haven't you? I'm into me shots. You know, Pfizer's, Moderna's, Oxford AstraZeneca, tequilas. I'm into them all. So let us know, Chad. But getting your second shot is much more important than being here for this stream that will no doubt run over the usual 30 minutes. We claim to do 30 minutes. We attempt to do 30 minutes. Chad is meant to help me keep to time. We've never managed 30 minutes. Last week, I think, was like an hour. Let's see how we do tonight. Rob Heaton from snowy Colorado is in the chat house as well. Did I mention Simon Drake? He is also here. Good evening. David Milano is here. Frogger is here as well. Sup Geekerinos. There we go. That's new. Let's see if it catches on. Yeah, Chad shot first. I like that. We've got a Star Wars play on Chad's COVID shot scenario happening today. Right. Speaking of what's happening today, and thank you everyone for joining. And I hope you're all well, and well done again to Chad for getting his second shot today of the COVID jab. So if you haven't already, please hit the like button, please. I don't know what good it does. Allegedly, some kind of good comes out of it. So just hit the punch button, hit the like button as well. Punch that like button, like the punch, whatever. Punch can be nice. Dick Joplin's in the house as well, and also Peter too. Hope you're okay, Peter. McClunky indeed. So Let's get through some of these stories. If not, we will be here for an hour once again, or at least I will be. You guys you can go whenever you want. I'm used to talking to myself all alone in a cold shed. Not as cold tonight. I'm happy to report. Spring is springing. Right. So a lot of dates were announced this week, or at least in the last few days, which would still be this week. Bad Batch, May the 4th. So I've got to really get through Clone Wars, haven't I? To really sort of appreciate Bad Batch? Because obviously I'll be covering that on the channel. So yeah, that's my. I'm almost up to date with WandaVision, which I am, as previously promised, going to be doing some videos about. I'm loving it. I am actually loving it, and I'm surprised by how much I'm loving it. So yeah, Bad Batch is something I will be covering on the channel. So I've been slowly working my way through the Clone Wars. And I am going to get through them all, but do I necessarily need to get through them all to appreciate Bad Batch, in your opinion? Let me know. I mean, I will get through them all anyway. Loki, Disney Plus series as well, is being confirmed for a June 11th start. And also Spider-Man got a title and a release date. Is that title? December 17th is the date. And that brings me on to the first story. Tom Holland, of course, we know him best as Spider-Man, could have starred alongside Daisy Ridley. He is actually in Chaos Walking, which I've seen Daisy Ridley's doing some promo for at the moment. So she's been getting asked the inevitable Star Wars questions when she's there to talk about something that's not Star Wars. But hey, I've been in those positions, not as someone who's been in Star Wars, but someone who's asking the questions. You're going to ask. That's going to follow around forever, whatever she's promoting that isn't Star Wars. So Tom Holland, let me share the screen with you. Revealed at some point in recent history that he, going further back in recent-ish history at least, auditioned to be in The Force Awakens and has branded that as not his best moment. Holland auditioned for the character of Finn, a role that would make John Boyega an international star. So here we are on IndieWire. Now, of course, at this point in time, he hadn't been cast as Spider-Man, so he would have been, like John Boyega, relatively unknown. I know Boyega was mostly known for Attack the Block back then. He actually got cast in as Spider-Man. I think it was in 2015, the year that The Force Awakens came out. So it could have been quite different for him and also for John Boyega. And he got pretty close. You would imagine. I say pretty close. I would, like to think that, as he says here, I was like 4 or 5 auditions in. I would like to think that's pretty close. But then this is Star Wars, the X factor of auditions. There's probably 28 rounds or something. So who knows how close he actually was. Anyway, he said, I think I was auditioning for John Boyega's role. Excuse me. I remember doing this scene with this lady, bless her, and she was just a drone. A droid, mate. I think he means a droid. So I was doing all of this, like, we got to get back to the ship, Ray! And she was going, bleep, bloop, bloop, bleep, bloop. And I just couldn't stop laughing. I found it so funny. And I felt really bad because she was trying really hard to be a convincing android or drone, droid mate, or whatever they're called. And they were his words there, whatever they're called. I feel he's being a bit disparaging towards Star Wars. Is this like a Marvel versus Star Wars thing? Yeah, I obviously didn't get the part. That wasn't my best moment. Yeah, I think if you're 4 or 5 auditions in and you're looking for that huge potential break, to start bursting out laughing during the auditions, probably not a good move. But things worked out pretty well for him anyway, didn't they? Getting that Spider-Man role, and this got me thinking. First of all, it's hard to imagine Tom Holland playing the role of Finn now, because John Boyega made that his own. I really like John Boyega. I think he's very charismatic on screen and off screen. I think Finn was a character that was underused, and I guess it's unlikely they'll get to sort of use him again for a long, long time. Yeah, so I feel like there is unfinished business with Finn. But yeah, I can't imagine Tom Holland as that, and that's partly kudos to Boyega for making that role his own. But it got me. And I also suppose that they wouldn't have shrunk Tom Holland on the Chinese poster, would they? So that might have been different. It got me thinking about other big name actors who went for now iconic roles, particularly with Star Wars. So there's a few I knew about the legendaries. So Kurt Russell auditioned as Han, and I think Luke as well. But Reynolds turned down the role of Han Solo, as did Al Pacino. He said, "It was mine for the taking, but I didn't understand the script." I don't think the people that actually took the roles understood the script. That famous line from Harrison Ford towards George Lucas of, "You can write this, but you sure can't say it." Jodie Foster considered to play Leia, Leonardo DiCaprio for Anakin Skywalker. I didn't know this. I did some research earlier. Those ones I knew about. This one I didn't know about. Eddie Redmayne auditioned as Kylo Ren. Didn't know about that. I suppose it's true. I trust everything I read on the internet. So let me know if you know of any others. And also any that you think might have actually been the better option as well. It's hard to say that, I think, like I mentioned with Boyega, he made that role his own. And I like the star. Albino was definitely a name at the time, a big name at the time. I like the Star Wars kind of system, if you like, of getting relatively unknown actors into their lead roles, which they did with the prequels, they did with the originals, and they did with the sequels. Lead roles, I'm talking, mostly as well. I know, of course, there was Liam Neeson's and Mace Windu's and what have you in the prequels. But so let me know if there's any others that you know of, and any that you think might have actually been better than who ended up with that role, which is, again, very hard to say because obviously we're all very attached to the likes of Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, etc. So I'll come over to the comments shortly for that, but I think it's time that we all take a little look, slightly pervy look, at Ewan McGregor's chiseled bod. He's been showing off his bod. I've got a screen to share. Hang on a second. No, hang on a second. I'm still learning this, all right? All right? Just give me a chance. I've been using this system for like 4 weeks now. Do you really think that's enough time for the likes of me to learn how to work it? The answer is clearly no, as we're all experiencing. Right, this should be it. When the internet catches up with me, I'm so fast. I'm just so fast. Not even the internet can catch up with me. Right, I don't think it's loading. So Ewan McGregor, anyway. Has anyone seen this? He's posted a picture, actually via his personal trainer's Instagram account. It hasn't come from Ewan McGregor himself, and he is looking ripped for the Kenobi role. I'll come back to this picture later, but my point is, obviously, this is going to be a very physical role. I mean, I think we had visions of him just really hanging out, on Tatooine in his little kind of hut, just watching the world go by, keeping an eye on Luke, chilling, But clearly, it's going to be a very physical role for Ewan, which is kind of exciting. I know Kathleen Kennedy, here we go, hinted, I don't often visit Men's Health, the only muscles I know come served with frites. This is a new experience for me. menshealth.com. And there is Ewan with his personal trainer who posted this on Instagram. I know Kathleen Kennedy said that there's going to be like the battle to end all battles or something, Anakin or Vader and Kenobi are going to lock swords again, laser swords. So, this is going to be, I don't know. I've just always had in my head that we're going to have a sort of Kenobi in semi-retirement mode. And he is looking like leaner than he did in the prequels there, isn't he? And just for credit, in case you want to go and visit the personal trainer's Instagram account, it is Tony S. Horton on Instagram. So they are in training right now. As we talked about the other week, Kenobi is confirmed to be shooting in LA. So I presume that's where Ewan is right now. So What else? I'm going to come to the comments as well and go through some of those suggestions for the actors that turned down roles or didn't get the roles for Star Wars and other big films as well. And in any cases, do you think the ones that slipped through the net might have actually been the better option? We're going to come to that. But let's take a look at something else. Stranger Things. Now, I love Stranger Things. It's often the point where the chat dies down when I start rambling on about Lord of the Rings. It's just me and Simon Drake then, really. And Stranger Things just tends to be me, really. But I am still going to talk about this. So got another screen to share if it's going to work for me this time. So Stranger Things 4, we don't have a release date yet, as far as I know anyway. And it is, like so many productions, being hit pretty hard by the pandemic. So it's fairly behind schedule, I believe. Although there's rumors that we're going to get a trailer at some point in the next few weeks, which would be cool. We had that teaser which confirmed that Hopper is still alive. Can't say well, but we'll find out. So yeah, Matthew Modine is rumored to return as Dr. Brenner in Stranger Things 4, Eleven's creepy papa. So he spoke to, I think, to Yahoo, but this is on Game of Thrones fan site. Check me out. We've got all the major franchises on tonight's show. So where's the quote? Obviously, a bit like Daisy Ridley getting asked about Star Wars wherever she goes, whenever she's promoting something that's not Star Wars. The same can be said for Modine as well. He was asked by Yahoo Entertainment about Stranger Things 4, and he said, "I'd love to be invited back. I really enjoyed working with creators Matt and Ross Duffer and the crew they assembled. It's extraordinary how it took off and the heights it's flown to. It's a global phenomenon. If they choose to bring me back, I'll jump in head first." And apparently this interview was conducted over the phone, as a lot of interviews are right now. I think it was a print interview, so I don't think it was a video on Skype or Zoom or anything. And he wouldn't reveal where he was. All he could say is, here it is. I'm in a secret place, in a secret world, in a state I can't tell you. I'm thinking Atlanta, Georgia. There's cameras, microphones, hair and makeup. That's all I can tell you. Now, there's not many projects that people have to be so secretive about. Star Wars is one of them. A Marvel project is one of them. I think these days is one of them. And we never saw him actually die. He got savaged at the end of season 1 by a Demogorgon, but we never actually saw him die. And it actually says in the article here that 11 learned in season 2 that he's still out there, no doubt plotting and scheming. So he was never really officially dead in a way. They have hinted to this. And do you remember at the end of season 3, was it the post-credits scene? They had the Russian sort of camp thing, and one of the guards says, "No, leave the American." Now, I think now we know that's Hopper, but at the time, because of the teaser we've had since, that confirms he is in Russia and he is alive. But one of my thoughts at the time was this Dr. Brenner? Maybe he is still in the mix somewhere for season 4. Right. So 2 more things on the agenda, but first I'm going to come over to some comments, but we will still cover the Jawa Mystery. I'm keeping this a mystery, unless you know about it anyway. It's a full-on mystery. A Jawa Mystery in the UK. More on that in a moment. Plus, I'm going to play a promo, a teaser for Lightspeed Tonight, which I've talked about quite a lot without giving any details. I'm not necessarily going to give any more details tonight, but I'm at least going to play a very quick teaser, which some of you might have seen on Instagram. So, right, I'm scrolling back up to the top, not all the way to the top, because we covered the pleasantries, didn't we? Hey, Liam Robertson's here. I didn't see this earlier. So, yeah, I asked if anyone's joining. I am working my way slowly through the Clone Wars. And I did ask, do I need to get all the way through the Clone Wars to appreciate Bad Batch in all of its glory? Liam Robertson says, You should watch Clone Wars before Bad Batch. It introduces those characters. That makes sense. That makes sense. I've got time, haven't I? I'm like 3 seasons in, so what's that? 4 more to go. I got time. Peter is also praising the works of the Clone Wars. Is actually great fun. Yeah, I've liked what I've seen so far. And really what's keeping me going is comments like that from Peter. Because I have heard that it gets a lot better as it goes along. And some of the things I heard about the last season sounded phenomenal. I have been spoiled a bit, and that's my fault, really, isn't it? Jamie says, in terms of this subject, need to have at least watched the final season of Clone Wars for Bad Batch. So yeah, all of Clone Wars, really. Yeah, so I've got to watch the final season of Clone Wars to get the Bad Batch fully, and to get the final season of Clone Wars, I probably need to watch, as you said, all of Clone Wars. I will do that. Clone Wars makes episode 3 so much more enjoyable from Frogger. Yeah, I am interested, and that's what I've enjoyed so far. You know, the sort of little bits of the weaving in and out of the prequels. You know, improving the prequels in many ways. Clone Wars. Did I watch the Gina Carano interview? No, I didn't. I've been working my way through catching up on WandaVision. I was a few episodes behind the packing to avoid spoilers, so no, I haven't seen that interview. It's not top of my list, but I will watch it. I will watch it. You know, I'm casually interested in the drama from the outside. I'm not feverish about it like many are, you know, but I like to keep my fingers on the pulse as much as possible. So I will watch it, but I haven't yet. This is regarding some of the auditions that we talked about. So famous actors who auditioned or turned down roles in big films like Star Wars, like Tom Holland revealed recently. I really need a haircut, by the way. I'm a bit disheveled today. Do you want to know YouTube commitment? Do you want to know YouTube commitment? Well, you do know YouTube commitment because you are watching it right now. I had an operation this morning. Look at this. Now, I say operation, it was minor surgery, but I obviously want to, you know, ramp it up a bit. But look at me, still here. So I'm a little bit like disheveled, but also like the barbers, the salons are still shut in the UK. So I actually have an excuse for once not to have my hair cut. So they had open casting for episode 2, Anakin. My buddy, okay, you and your friend actually tried to audition as Anakin Skywalker despite 0 acting experience. Hey, you know, it wouldn't be the first time that someone's got a gig with 0 experience. So did you actually get into an audition room, or did you just send in like an audition tape or something? Yeah. So this is regarding Tom Holland not being able to name what a Star Wars robot is generally referred to as a droid. He was calling them a drone, a DJI unit. 4 auditions in, you'd have thought he'd Googled droid or something. Yeah, man. 4 or 5 auditions in, he wasn't even sure himself. Evan is in the house. Yeah. Stallone, I think you're right there. I think he did. I don't know if he auditioned for Star Wars or if he was actually offered the role. But there is a connection there. You're right. I think he revealed that in an interview, or talks about it openly in an interview. I've seen that interview, maybe with Fallon. Right. Simon Drake. Is this true? Simon Drake, as a hobbit in the late 90s, despite living in the UK. So this was for the Lord of the Rings, yeah? And a Christmas elf for a local shopping centre. Didn't get either. The elf they chose was way worse than me too. So you went for a hobbit and an elf. I mean, I guess you didn't actually have to be hobbit size to be in the Hobbit because they had clever camera techniques, didn't they? But so when you say auditioned as well, my question is the same for you. Did you actually get in an audition room? I'm presuming you did for the elf at the local shopping centre, but did you get in a room with Peter Jackson and the casting director? Or did it not get that far? Right, where else? These are not the drones you are looking for. Happy you didn't get it in a way regarding Tom Holland here. he got to be an almost perfect Spidey. Yeah, I think Boyega's perfectly suited for Finn. And yeah, Tom Holland is perfectly suited for Spidey. Both fit. Obi looking jacked. Sanely Red's in the house. General Swalloby. Yeah, he was hang on, Swalloby. He's looking very, very, very trim and proper and in shape. I know you've got to be in shape for any kind of film role or TV role, but it's looking like it's going to be a physical one for our kid in Kenobi. Oh, here we go. This is more on the Stallone story from Simon Drake. Sly Stallone told a hilarious story about auditioning for Star Wars in '77 on Jonathan Ross. Okay, it was Jonathan Ross. So he was promoting Creed 1. He mimes Lucas with his head in his hands as Sly slurred about flying in the Falcon. Adrian, punch it, Adrian. Sorry, I did the terrible Carl Weathers impression last week. And, there's a connection, isn't there, here with Weathers and Stallone. And there's also a connection with the quality of my impressions as well with Weathers and Stallone. I am sorry, everyone. Yeah, this is true, Dale. Ewan McGregor does love to get naked in movies, so perhaps he's getting in shape for an Obi-Wan nude scene. It's entirely possible. It really is. What we got here? Glad that O.J. Simpson didn't land the role of the Terminator. I just lost something there. Obi's Wang. A from Simon there. Sounds like he's in the Upside Down. Did my sound go? Or was that a reference to something I missed? Right. There's more chat on OJ as the Terminator, I could see. I'm going to move on from that. Jamie, there's you lecturing me, having not have got my way through all of the Clone Wars yet. And here's you out of touch with Stranger Things, man. Out of touch in the sense you've forgotten the whole story. Oh, you need to rewatch. Okay, I thought you meant out of touch, like you just haven't sort of it hasn't grabbed you. You haven't got involved. You haven't jumped on the Stranger Things train. Yeah, I'll be doing a rewatch before season 4 drops, I am sure. Tristan's in the house as well. Welcome back, my friend. We didn't see you last week, did we? Or maybe even the week before, but you're back now, so it's okay. I will forgive your no-shows. Right, David Milano on the subject of do I need to see the Clone Wars before the Bad Batch? Final season of Clone Wars is fantastic, and Rebels actually made me appreciate Clone Wars even more. So the Clone Wars has helped people appreciate the prequels even more, and Rebels has helped, at least David, appreciate Clone Wars even more. And some might say that eventually The Mandalorian might make people appreciate the sequels some more. This is good. I am gonna work my way through. I've got till May the 4th, haven't I? So I am gonna get through the 4 seasons I've got left. Okay, so this is regarding the audition for Anakin Skywalker in Attack of the Clones. So you both sent tapes acting out scenes from Return of the Jedi. You heard nothing back. There we go. End of story. I'm terrified that those tapes are floating around somewhere. Hopefully they're in a dumpster, long forgotten. Yeah, also, they wouldn't be the only tapes. And they wouldn't be the worst tapes, I'm sure, as well. So don't you worry about that. Hey, Skywalker Sound, virtual hug right back at you. Socially distanced hug right back at you. Thank you, Tristan. I forgive your no-shows now for praising my impression of Sly Stallone asking Chewie to punch it. Yeah, Nikolaki, thank you. Fellow Stranger Things fan in the house. I'm not alone. I often am alone in all walks of life. And yeah, Neil James in the house. I enjoy John Boyega a lot and wish they did more with him. Yeah, Boyega. NJ, you're on the Patreon, so you're gonna see a video about this in the coming days. I met him at a junket for The Last Jedi. I had a terrible experience at this junket, but he was brilliant. He was really great. So, like I said earlier, I think he's super charismatic off screen, and I'm not just saying that from my short meeting with him. I'm saying that from all the other interviews and stories I've heard about him, but on screen as well. I think he's a great actor. I'd like to see him do more comedy. I think he's got some great comic timing as well, and I agree. He was very much underused, not just in the Chinese poster, but also in the trilogy overall. I think I definitely agree with that, and I hope they can use him more in the future. I hope they can. It doesn't sound like it's anything that will happen for a long time. Right, Simon Drake regarding auditions. So Simon Drake got in the audition room for Lord of the Rings. And you had to sing. Did you have to do sort of weird kind of Ed Sheeran singing? Ed Sheeran did one of the actually that was for The Hobbit, wasn't it? They kept the title secret at the time. Okay, so you didn't know it was for Lord of the Rings? I'm presuming. As you've just stated, they kept the title secret at the time. I'm slow. I'm slow. Did I mention I had a major operation this morning? That's my excuse for being even slower than normal. And Simon also auditioned for Gladiator in 1999, filming in Farnham, UK. And Simon says himself, this is not me branding him as such. Simon says himself he was terrible as a Germanic warrior. Also terrible as an elf in a shopping centre as well, apparently. That's cool, man. So, the question was, for anyone joining, Tom Holland revealed that he auditioned for Star Wars. What other big names have you heard that auditioned for what became big roles that maybe didn't get the job or declined the job? Al Pacino declining Harrison Ford, declining Han Solo, for example. And are there any examples where you think, actually, in hindsight, that dude might have been better? I think, Simon Drake definitely would have been better at that shopping centre Christmas elf, but that's just my opinion. Skywalker Sound just became aware of the Star Wars archive 99 to 05 book by Paul Duncan, which included info about George Lucas's treatment for Episode 7. Yeah, that was talked about quite a lot recently, wasn't it? I don't think the book was out when it was getting a bit of press coverage. Is it out now? But yeah, there's some interesting sounding stuff. Yeah, thank you, Jamie. It turns out, apparently, I did mention I had a major operation this morning, but I still, unplugged myself from the hospital bed and battled my way to this cold shed to be with you here tonight. Tristan, I've been watching WandaVision, and if you had been watching these streams the last few weeks, you would know that I'm going to do some videos on WandaVision. I'm a little bit behind, but I am going to do some videos to give you my thoughts. But I am loving it. I am loving it, and I'm not there. I'm not at the end yet. Obviously, nobody is, but I'm actually two episodes behind the pack right now. But there's going to be a real internal debate raging within me as to what is my favorite original Disney Plus series so far, The Mandalorian or WandaVision. So maybe that's a conversation we can all have together soon. No, I've read about it, Skywalker Sound. I haven't read the book, but I've read about it. I can't remember much about what I read about it, to be honest. I'm having a very slow day. You'll get that in a few days regarding the Last Jedi junket story. Sige is in the house late, as always. Although we've talked Lord of the Rings, as we often do, to quote Gandalf in the films, not in the books, a Sige is never late, nor is he early. He arrives in precisely or exactly when he means to. I think it's precisely. Anyway, what else? Yeah, this is more on Boyega being underused in the sequel trilogy. It was just a really interesting concept, wasn't it? In The Force Awakens, there was so much that was familiar in The Force Awakens, in terms of plot, but that really stood out to me. getting to know a stormtrooper on a personal level, and the backstory of a stormtrooper being taken away from their family and sort of put into this life of crime. That was a really fascinating and fresh bit of plot from that pretty familiar feeling Star Wars film. Scooter McDinglebury is also late, but also very apologetic for his lack of punctuality. It's okay, Mr. McDinglebury. Welcome. Kino's in the house. Kino, no Roy Keane, no Rio Ferdinand story tonight, because I need to find the picture that will help me tell the story. All right, but we're going to get that. Will Smith famously, Will Smith famously turned down Neo. And also, don't forget, George Lucas turned down Michael Jackson to be Jar Jar Binks, as I discovered myself on this channel in the very first interview I did with Ahmed Best. I love those little details. I could see Will Smith in The Matrix, though. Was that just because of the dress code, pretty similar to Men in Black? Maybe. I don't know. If there's anything I've missed, copy and paste them into the chat again, if you don't mind. And I read every comment. Dale was actually on that set for Gladiator in the woods near Farnham, so you might have crossed paths with Simon Drake if he got the part. We were talking about John Boyega, Sige. Yeah, you know what? I thought he was going to die in the Battle of Crate. I really did. I really did think that was the end of his character, and the fact that they didn't kill him off, I thought we were then going to get a lot more from him in episode in 9, in The Rise of Skywalker. But we didn't. Although we got hints, that he might well be force sensitive. Hints that will probably never really, get the payoff 2 or 4. Right. No, I'm always sick, and not sick in the kind of like, the kids, when the kids say that's sick. I wish I was down with the kids, but I'm not cool. I had a little operation. So I think all the more reason to hit that like button, people. Dedication. Literally unplugged myself from that bed to drag myself into this cold shed. That was almost poetic, wasn't it? It was like a little kind of like a sebaceous cyst, I'm told, and it kept getting like inflamed, infected. So they just got rid of the little, you know what. So yeah, it was very minor, just local anesthetic. But hey, look at me now. Very manly, very tough. Right, okay, let's just have a look. What else did I promise? Oh, the Jawa Mystery. Let's look at this Jawa Mystery in the UK, and then I'll come back to the comments. So I've got to work out how to share a screen again, people. Here we are. Right. So some of you might have seen this. It wasn't a huge story, so this may be a mystery to you as well. But there is a mystery in an area of the West Midlands of England. So this is Birmingham, England, Birmingham Peaky Blinders, Birmingham Tolkien, Lord of the Rings, Birmingham Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, although more kind of black country. But anyway, not Birmingham, Alabama. And there has been a mystery, a local mystery about a Jawa spotted lurking in the aforementioned area of Burnt Wood. The Burntwood Jawa, as they've now dubbed him, has been frequenting the area late at night. Now, there is a little video, which, to be honest, isn't very good, but we will look at it. Let's just read some stuff first. A mysterious Star Wars character has been captured on camera lurking around Burnt Wood. Dubbed the Burntwood Jawa, and a mystical figure, they're not really mystical, are they, was spotted milling around an island on Rugley Road late on Saturday night, Feb 20th. So Saturday just gone. This is like, this is cutting edge. Hot off the press. Gareth Meason, a student at Walsall College, was stunned when he came across the Jawa and told his brother, sat in the passenger seat of his car, to record it on his phone. Speaking to Black Country Live, the 18-year-old said, "I saw it on Rugley Road and I thought, what the hell is that? I saw it out of the corner of my eye. If it was Tom Holland, he would have probably thought it was a drone. But I didn't approach him. That's wise. Never approach a Jawa. And I stayed in the car just in case he did anything stupid, like, tear your car apart for parts. I wasn't scared. I've never heard of him before. No, it's not a him, is it? It's not a... Jawa's not the name of the character. It's like, it's like the species, mate. It's the species. I feel like we're back in Tom Holland talking about drones territory here. Anyway, apparently this has been causing a lot of local confusion. In fact, the footage even outraged residents who urged people not to hurt him. So they weren't outraged by the fact there is a Jawa during a lockdown milling around. They were outraged by the idea of potentially people harming this Jawa. So let's take a look at the video. Like I said, it's not great, but at least you'll get a view of the Burntwood Jawa doing his thing. There he is, milling on an island. I do enjoy stuff like that, but I don't know Burntwood, but I know Walsall can be, or Birmingham. There's parts of Birmingham that can be pretty rough. So you've got to be a brave guy, brave Jawa, to be milling around at night. You teeny indeed, Frogger. So there is the Jawa Mystery in the UK. I don't know if they actually found the identity of the Jawa. I don't know if there's been an update on this since. Oh, hang on. I think they did. I think they did get to the bottom of it via a local Facebook group. Yeah, there's a quote here saying, "For this, I have hidden 10 Jawa costumes." Oh, there's some sort of competition going on now with 10 Jawa costumes being hidden in secret Burntwood locations for free. On Saturday night. Is that the Saturday coming at 8 p.m? Anyway, Google birminghammail.co.uk Burntwood Jawa and you'll find out more. I mean, that's enough of that. Right. So they shot Dark Knight Rises directly outside my apartment. Was this because that was split between the UK and Chicago, wasn't it? I would love that. I would love to see. So I used to live just off Brick Lane in East London, and it's a very kind of like it's kind of classic London in a way. It's such a mix of architecture and diversity in so many ways. It's actually nicknamed Banglatown, and a lot of the signs are in Bangladeshi as well, because it's home to a huge Bangladeshi, British Bangladeshi community. And there's one road there, it's mostly, to be honest, Brick Lane anyway, is mostly kind of hipster cafes, bars, and curry restaurants. But there's this one street that looks like you have literally walked back into Victorian London. So they used to film a lot of period dramas there. So, and I was like a student at the time, and I'd be either coming home drunk, 7, 8 in the morning, and there'd be like horses and carriages and the old flamed lanterns as well. And it was very confusing. And sometimes it would happen when I was, being a little bit more sensible and mature, leaving to go to a lecture. I'd just enjoy it. It's really cool. So I would much prefer to stumble across some Gotham cop cars. Yeah, it'd be much cooler. Yeah, Matthew Stokes is in the house. This is a very good point. If Jawas were the weirdest thing prowling the streets of Brum, that would be a good thing. And thank you for correcting me on the pronunciation of what I said, Rugely, didn't I? So it's more like Rugely. Rugely? 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 Yeah, sorry. I've got to quit while I'm ahead with the impressions, the accents. We've had Weathers, we've had Stallone, and now we've had a very feeble attempt at a Brummy accent. The Jawa was not seen near a junkyard, as far as I know, and I would not like to call Burntwood a junkyard because I've never been. I know nothing about it, apart from there's a Jawa, a local Jawa, a very big Jawa. Yeah. I agree. So, Scooter's drunk right now. Fair play, mate. Fair play. I haven't been drunk in so long. I'm not like condoning, people to go and get drunk. I just haven't been drunk in so long. I don't really drink. I don't really drink at home, and obviously multiple lockdowns in the last year. Therefore, haven't been great for the social life. But as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I'm aware, I'm not the only one in that position. But we're getting there, people. We're getting there. So I'm going to play a final thing now. A final thing. A little teaser for Lightspeed Tonight, everybody. So Lightspeed Tonight is a new show that I've been working on. Season 1 is basically done. You're going to see more about it. You're going to see it in March. Only 3 episodes, by the way. But there could be like 30 plus in the works, depending on how it does. I don't expect it to be like a big success off the back of these. I don't expect it to be a big success, full stop, but especially off the first 3 episodes. So I am going to do more than the 3. But whether I get up into the 30s is another question for another time. Some of you might have seen this already because I did have it on the Instagram, the Geeknd Instagram, and the Womeris What Instagram. But if you haven't seen it, I will come to you with it. Here it is. Very much a teaser, by the way. Very short. So I'll see you in like 5 seconds. Hello again. I think that was 5 seconds, but you didn't see the clip, did you? Why is it not playing? Let's try again. There you go. Told you it was a teaser. I love the comments on the Instagram, just saying, I don't know what this is, but I'm ready for it. That's all I'm going to tell you. And soon means March, by the way. That is all I'm going to tell you for now. You see it both times. Oh, I got like a blank screen on my end and a pop-up saying the browser failed to play the clip. Well, I hope it was worth seeing 2 times, Sidge. Right. Have I missed anything in the comments? I think we're already there. Yeah, multiple lockdowns are the reason to drink at home. They are. I'm surprised I haven't actually got involved with that. I mean, I've had a few. I've just not got, See, I do swear, by the way, in real life. I do. But I don't on the internet. I don't. So, I think you know what I was going to say. Right. When we do like a real world meetup, you'll all be shocked to hear me swear. Can you imagine? Right. If there's anything I've missed, then please copy and paste it in. I think I've covered everything. Have I covered everything I promised to cover? Oh, by the way, I forgot to do this last week, so I'm going to do it now. I'm sorry for not doing it last week, but thank you. Thank you to all. Hang on, David Milano. You're getting a cameo there. You are a Patreon member, though. Thank you to all Patreon members for being Patreon members. And I'm sorry for not showing this last week. Please forgive me, because I've demonstrated forgiveness tonight by forgiving those who turned up late to the stream. McDinglebury, Sidge, Tristan, who's been late for weeks now, didn't turn up last few weeks. I've shown forgiveness, so maybe you can all forgive me too. Yeah, man. I'll invite you all around to the shed. This is the shed. I mean, 17 people in the stream right now could probably just about fit you all in this shed, assuming that social distancing restrictions have been removed by them, which apparently in the UK, June 21st, I'll believe it when I see it, but June 21st, we are apparently going to be in complete normality again. Again, I'll believe it when I see it, but if it's safe to do so, bring it on, please. Gaz Nottingham was here. Good to see you, Gaz. And Matthew, I forgive you for your lateness as well. Don't you worry. Punctuality has been the story of the show. Yeah, I should. I need to get some sci-fi swearing lingo within me to release at relevant moments. What's the Mandalorian one? Is it dank stank ferric. Is that that's a swear word, isn't it? Because they seem to say it when they're not very impressed by something that's happened. So maybe that's something I need to get into my vocabulary as well. Any chance of a shed tour? Not now, because everything's like, set down. But have you all noticed that the picture on the wall's fallen down? So I was recording These Are the Actors You're Looking For March edition. And I was recording it yesterday. And the picture fell down during the interview. So there was me acting all professional with the guest. And just the whole shed falling apart around me. So I will be revealing who next week's These Are the Actors You're Looking For guest is in the coming days. So Patreon, you'll find out tomorrow. And I'll be revealing it to the masses on the YouTube community tab on Sunday, and it will be released on Tuesday. So that's March already. March's episode of These Are the Actors You're Looking For. All I'll say is this episode we've had in recent times a Mandalorian guest, we've had a prequels guest, we've had a Rogue One guest. The next guest, March's episode, is going to take us back to the OT. We are going original trilogy once again. Call-in show, stories, YT. You should do a call-in show, Jamie. Yeah, I would. I'd love that because I prefer talking to other people, and obviously talking in a chat is great. But it would also be good to have some voices as well. I've got this system now which easily allows me to do that, and in time I'm definitely gonna get more kind of guests on. But it would be good. Yeah, it'd be good to get some of you guys on if you want to come on to sort of interact as well. So it's a good idea, and it's definitely something I will be implementing in the coming weeks and months. I mentioned recently I'm sort of almost ready to execute phase 2 of the relaunch, the Geeknd, the rise of the Geeknd. It's very early days, everything that was part of the original relaunch was sort of like holding graphics, if you like. So Lightspeed Tonight, once that is out there, because that's been such a nightmare to edit, I will be implementing all of the other changes, for more regular kind of the regular content, because Lightspeed Tonight will be a bit like These Are the Actors You're Looking For. It'll be a kind of like, hero content, I think the YouTubers call it, not something that you can deliver on a weekly basis. Anyway, this is the point where I'm just rambling, so feel free just to hang up on me whenever you're ready. Sige, interesting. You will find out tomorrow anyway, on the Patreon. But all I'll say is very, very interesting. And also makes me wonder, have I actually hinted towards this already, who it is? I had recorded with them already before yesterday, sorry. Time jumping in my head right now. But for a number of reasons, I asked if he wouldn't mind re-recording it, and he did. One of the reasons was because I have a different studio now. I recorded it so long ago, before the shed was ready. And I said to him, I've got this amazing new studio. It'd be great if we could, for a number of reasons, but one of them being it'd be great to do it in the studio. And he was like, oh, wow, this studio sounds so great. And then, fell down around me in front of him as well. Happy days. Right then, thank you everybody for joining me again, for putting up with me again. Did I mention I had a major operation this morning? And I'm exposing myself like Ewan McGregor, just not quite got the biceps of Ewan McGregor. Or the budget to afford his personal trainer. But thank you, everyone. I hope you're all well. And please stay with me. Just stay with me, people. Not now, I think we all need to go our separate ways now, but I'll be back this time next week. So stay with me for that. These are the actors you're looking for. Come in on Tuesday, and I'll talk to you next Thursday as well. And yes, I could. And yes, I could. All right, everyone. Thank you very much. Take care, and I will see you soon.